I just want to say thank you to everyone who watches my YouTube channel. And if you don't think a Savannah monitor will play tug of war, you're wrong. Because they will. And they're actually really good at it. There we go. So if you guys like my videos, ooh, he's strong. Please go ahead and leave a like. That helps grow my channel. Also, please comment on my videos. I love interacting with you guys. It's a lot of fun, and I get to answer questions and see that you guys care. And if you're not a member of the family, you can go ahead and subscribe. It's free. It helps me grow the channel even more. And I've listened to you guys, and I do have a Patreon down below. Oh, alligator death roll. So please go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, bell icon. Here we are. We have another bearded dragon rescue. Oh, what is this on the channel now? This is, well, I think on the channel this is, we had RC with her broken tail, and then we had Ripley with her just malnourishment and MBD. So here, guys, so this is probably my third on the channel, but probably my 100th just bearded dragon rescue. We have a Silkback bearded dragon, also known as a Silkie, right? Instead of a beardy, we take Silkback, we take bearded dragon, we make a Silkie. And this is another morph, mutation, etc. I wish just wasn't out there, wasn't sold as pets, like the spider ball python and things like that. This is a... This is a specialty bearded dragon, okay, everyone? I'm going to go into why. I'm going to go into why I don't believe it should be a pet. But I also want to tell you guys, when I go through this this video, I may say things like always or this breed. There's always exceptions to the rules, guys. So the things I'm going to be talking about are what's most common, what normally happens, but there are always exceptions. But I will tell you, this is probably, well, to me, this is the hardest type of bearded dragon you can have. It also typically suffers a lot of health problems and has a shorter lifespan, and we're going to go into why. So the Silkback has, people will call it scaleless because yes, it does feel like skin, but it's just like super, super tiny scales that you can't even feel, but they're here. But they might as well not be, to be honest. Let's get you in close here for some picture. Yeah, that's a good shot. So what's wrong with these guys? Well, since they don't have that big outer rough... Hi, buddy. Hi. Since they don't have that big outer rough scales that the other ones do, they suffer a lot. Because, so what does a bearded dragon need to survive healthily? Good amount of heat, good amount of UV, and very low humidity. Okay? Now, what does a Silkie need to survive? Well, not as much heat, not as much UV, and more humidity. Okay, so so this version needs the opposite of what a bearded dragon needs to survive. But wait, this is a bearded dragon. So, great. Obviously, you can make it work, but I just want to say, like, this is the problem with the breed, especially, you know, if it would be in the wild, this thing would get taken, just wouldn't survive. So let's break everything down because it doesn't have those scales, it can easily be burned from too much heat and too much UV. And this guy has some burns. And why don't I show them to you? So right here, mid-back, right in the middle there, got some burnage. And if we go down at the base of the tail, we have a little bit of burnage. Why? Well, doesn't have the scales, isn't being protected. Too much UV, it's a sunburn. That's exactly what it is, right? Think of it like a bald person compared to someone with a full head of hair. The bald guy's going to go out in the sun and the top of his head's going to burn, and the guy with the hair is going to be fine because the hair protected him. So that's a problem. The other problem is stuck shed, and that's a problem that this guy has. He is covered in it. Because of their skin, their shed is always stuck. Always. Because the only way to really have them have perfect shed is to give them too much humidity but then that gives them a respiratory infection. So, so there are ways to counter these things, guys. But if we go through the overall health, this is a small baby. He was rescued from a pet store, and then the folks contacted me, and they said, hey, we found this Silkie, and the problem is, this is like, in the bearded dragon world, guys, this is sold off as like the Rolls Royce. This is like a luxury. This is like, a super rare. I've seen them in pet stores too. And then people are like, this is the unique morph, and this bearded dragon is special, therefore it's more expensive. And you're charging more for something that is much more difficult and is just going to live a harder life unless you're on it. There are things that you can do. So you can control the heat. These guys, most of the time, actually like to hang out on the cooler end of the tank. So with his tank, I'm going to show you. I'll show it to you. But there's going to be an extremely hot point on the basking, and then it's going to taper down quite a bit, as well as a completely dark hide it can crawl in. So yeah, let's show off all the stuck shed. There it is. This whole foot's covered on the knee. And there's something that I noticed. Oh yeah, definitely over here. And actually the whole back has a layer of stuck shed over it. And this is what's really unfortunate, because this guy has a broken finger. And that sucks to be him. Let's just turn you around, little buddy, because I need to see your other hand. And let me just take a look real quick at it, guys. Okay, so his front right hand, I'm bringing it to you now. Let me focus in over there. Look at that finger. See how it's bent to the side right there? I'm sure you guys can see it, but if not, it's this finger right here. Instead of coming down and being straight, it broke and it went, wee. I'm gonna take a peek at it to see if it's healed or if it's still broken. Ooh, caused him a little bit of pain. Because if it is not healed, we could possibly, let me just pull it out. Sorry guys, this isn't on camera, but we could possibly set it. And it wouldn't be impossible to set actually, but let me just see. I'm going to have to hold him. Of course, it doesn't help that the finger is absolutely covered in stuck shed. Ooh, and maybe actually rotting as well. It looks like it's set, but all right, after I got a good look, I'm going to show this to you guys. Let me see. I'm going to turn him around. A lot of stuck shed on your face. Yeah, you're basically wearing a mask. Okay. So you can definitely, there we go. See how it's darker there? Right there in the middle of that broken finger, and it's like swollen. That is where we have some necrosis look like it's starting to happen. The stuck shed's built up there, and it's happening. We're also going to show you the face, so you can hopefully tell. Yeah, you can. The front here is clear of shed, but then going back, see how it slightly changes in its color? That is all stuck shed. So this guy is wearing a bodysuit of stuck shed, and it's not good. In fact, it looks like it's, I'm trying to get it to focus on the tail, but it's so thin, and the camera thinks it's like a shadow. But let's see if I put it up against my finger. The very tip of the tail is also starting to turn black, and necrosis from stuck shed. So we're definitely going to have to give this little dude a warm bath, but we don't want to peel the shed off. So let me show you what his tank is going to be like and why. And while that's happening, he's going to be in a warm bath. Don't worry. All right, this is going to be the Silkie's home for the time being. And why don't we go over what it is, and its setup, and it's pretty simple. It's exactly what he needs, and it's really good. So what does it consist of? Okay, we have a hide that's in the back there that he can easily climb into, go in and hide, feel safe. It's got some foliage on top. He can climb on top of it and be underneath the hide, which is really good. We have a rock over here. He can scratch his nails. He can lay on it. He can rub out his pores. It may be a girl. I don't know. We're just going to say little dude for now. He's using this type of watering bowl, which I have on purpose because he's a Silkie. Because if he wants to really get in there and get wet, he's really easily able to climb up. Since there's a ramp up and then a ramp in, and same thing, he could ramp up and down. Just because he's so tiny, but we have to give him that ability to fully soak if he wants. Then the way that this is lit, heated, and controlled. So you can already see the green. We have a 100-watt mercury vapor bulb on the left side of this tank, and this big branch that he's able to climb is gonna get this nice slope. And so the whole thing is, if we want to go to the really hot spot right under the bulb, which he can't even really get to, is about 110, but where he'll bask can get into the high 90s. We can probably hit low 100, 102, but chances are he's gonna, being a Silkie like that, if you only give him one spot to bask and he needs to bask there and it's too hot, he's gonna get burned, which is what happened. So by giving him this platform, we're gonna allow him to get UV and thermoregulate. So yes, if he comes all the way to the top, it's gonna be the hottest spot. But he can go down and he can start hitting low 90s, still fully in the UV, high 80s, low, and then it can go, low 80s, and then if you're all the way at the bottom, down here, it's going to be, high 70, low 80, 79, 81. But because the mercury vapor bulb's on the left, we also have a CFL UV there. So if he wants to stay on the cooler side, he can still pick up some light UVs. And then you can just see the tip of it here. We have on a thermostat, you can see the probe there, a ceramic heat emitter that is just set to make sure that his nighttime temp, because again, winter is coming. It doesn't drop below 68 degrees inside his tank, even though I leave the heat set just in case, if I'm away and the furnace were to stop working or something, I always have those backups. So in the winter here, it doesn't get cold. And that's a really smart thing to do, guys. If you live someplace where it gets cold, don't just rely on your home heat to heat everything. So my furnace is gas, but what if the pilot goes out, or what if the furnace stops working when I'm not here, and then everything's going to get cold? I will get a text alarm from my thermostat that's getting cold, but what if the wireless goes out? And so you just want to have multiple fallbacks. So this is the nice tank. Everything will be all set. Again, because we have two light sources, we're able to simulate it getting brighter. So first the mercury vapor bulb will come on, because mercury vapor bulbs already have a ramp up time, and then the CFL will turn on 15 minutes later, just peak brightness. All right, not going to show you guys in this video what happens after the bath, because we're going to go a while and I got stuff to do, and he's going to soak in there for a long while, and I got to give him some nice little rubbing loving. But take care, everyone. Thank you guys so much for all that you do to support my channel. I see so many of you guys say, hey, I purposely don't skip the ads. Thank you. I just can't say it enough. Thank you.